good, Illumineers? My Lorcana fam out there. AZ Aquaman here with another video for you guys. For this video, we are rocking another deck profile. I got a few requests on an updated Amber Ruby Mufasa, aka for me, Scarfasa. I didn't want to put out a list until I was comfortable or I was happy with how the list ran, and this list, at least for me, is running fairly well. I like it a lot, and on top of that, it's super fun to play, and it's actually pretty damn good. So we're gonna run through this deck profile now, and this is Amber Ruby Scarfasa. Same thing, I'll try to make this short and sweet, and I'll try to explain some cards and card choices and all that good stuff throughout the video. So here we go. This is Amber Ruby Scarfasa. So of course, you guys already know, I like to stick with the daisies. Daisies turn one, still powerful. It's very strong. We need fast, quick questers. And on top of that, I do play Lumieres, so I'll show you that later. But and another thing is Daisy, she's good at turn one plays, and you know, she can also be viable mid game to late game if you want to go push for more lures and if you want to go wider. Daisy's good for that, so I'm sticking with 4. I still like the Daisy. We have 4 Mulans here. We do run the big shift Mulan, and Mulan's just another good alternative 1-drop. She gives herself 2 damage, so it's a good target for Julieta Madrigal and Rapunzel's to draw cards. So we run 4. Here is one of the MVPs in the deck. We're running 4 Lumieres. So I don't run Flynn Riders nowadays. There's too many Amethysts running around. And Flynn Rider turn 2, you almost never get to pop off anyways. So it feels really bad because Flynn Rider just feels like a 2/2 basic character, or vanilla character, sorry. And that's what it feels like. But Lumiere, if he sticks on board, that +1 makes a huge difference with this deck, because we do have a lot of lower strength characters, and that +1 just gets us to that magic number where we can trade off with other characters when they want to challenge us. And also, some of our characters won't get hit with brawls or Kit Clout Kicker because of Lumiere's boosts. Also, Big Sisu won't hit some of the characters because of the boost, so he does a lot of utility use and helping our other characters. So I really like Lumiere. I was running 3 before, but now I'm running 4. That's how much I like him. So 4 Lumiere. Another 4 ofs, pretty standard. I think in Amber Ruby Mufasa is 4 Mother Gothels. It comes in with 3 damage. Very good target for Rapunzel. I mean, if she heals up, you have a 3/4 body that could just trade off things and it doesn't die. So that's very good. And then with Lumiere on board, she's a 4/4, which is pretty good. She's just another good target for Rapunzel. So, and then having that 3 strength does help if we want to challenge into like locations or something. We have 3 ofs here. We have Gastoni. So Gaston's skill is when you exert him, you pay 2 less for your next character. So he is a very good turn 3 drop, because we can hop into a turn 6 character, or 6 drop I mean, on turn 4. So on turn 4 we can hit our Medusas and Tremaines and all that stuff, and it can help us cheat getting our bigger characters out faster. So run 3 Gaston, another 3 ofs, Doc. So I'm not running the 4 Gastons because I think Doc is still somewhat needed. And on top of that, it's very nice to just have an inkable character. So Doc does help on turn 3 if I don't have Gaston, because not only are we getting and questing for 2 lures, we pay 1 less for the next character. So we're able to cheat a turn 5 character out with Doc. And then another thing I want to point out here. So usually these 2 characters gets either sniped out or gets traded in pretty easily. But with Lumiere, you can't brawl these, which they're very brawlable without Lumiere. But with Lumiere, one or the other, it doesn't matter. It's nice to have Lumiere because they're a 3 strength, so they can't be brawled. Cloud Kicker can't disrupt your Gaston turn for the next turn, so Lumiere puts in work for these two. And then a lot of the times when I do use Doc 99% of the time gets clobbered on your opponent's turn because they're going to get rid of them. But at least now with Lumiere on board, Doc becomes a 3/3, which can trade off with some of the characters instead of just getting eaten up. So he gets eat up, but he can trade off. So it's another thing, another good thing with Lumiere with those. Our turn doesn't get disrupted, and we can trade with other characters. All right. Oh. And our action cards here, running 4 brawls. So the thing with this deck is, I think that we have a tough time against evasives, to be honest with you guys. So as we got to get rid of the evasives as quick as possible, or the best we can, I guess. So I tried to at least tailor this deck to answer some evasive characters. So we have a handful of things that we could answer evasives, because if evasives stick, yeah, usually we're in trouble if that happens. So Brawl helps out with like some of the big evasive characters nowadays, like especially Genie. So Genie gets hit with Brawls. What else? With Ruby Sapphire, we can hit Hiram with Brawls. It's not evasive, but we do need to get rid of like important characters like that in certain decks. Against Steel Song, we can hit Singers, which is very, very good. We can't let, Steel Songs have Singers on board stick. So Brawl is very good utility use for any of those. But a lot of the times, also Diablo. If Diablo's not in the cove, it's nice to just Brawl Diablo. So it's just very nice to have an answer. So this is not an all-character Scarfasa deck. I think Brawl is needed to answer some of the characters on the opposing team, or opposing side. So 4 Brawls. I was running 3, but I put in a 4th one because I think it's necessary. Our 1-ofs here, we're just running 1 Julieta Madrigal, just for an extra draw. I was running 4 of her before, but it just seemed like it was too much. Most of the time I was inking her, and then some of the times I might use her on turn 3, but a lot of my turn 3 plays is usually either, Doc, Gaston, or sometimes I even play a turn 3 Mother Gothel, so I can hit a turn 4 Rapunzel. But yeah, a lot of the times I was just inking her. So 1 for me right now is perfect. She's been doing what she's supposed to do. She doesn't get stuck. She doesn't get stuck in my hand. I think 1 is perfect, at least the way I want to play this deck. So 1 Julieta Madrigal, and then another 1-ofs here, which is a item card. We're taking in a Maui's Fishhook. Like I said before, because of those evasive characters. Oh, also I forgot to mention the evasive Elsa. And we do run 4 Maui's here. So Maui's Fishhook lets us have one of our characters getting evasive or +3 strength this turn. And that helps, especially if we want to run into locations or want to get over certain characters. Maui's Fishhook does come in clutch a lot of the times, but it's just the evasives. A big part that I wanted to take this in are evasive characters, or against evasive characters. But this also comes in clutch and handy with the big Mulan, because you can pump up your big Mulan and give her +3 attack, so she's hitting for 5 damage. So I am running 1 Maui's Fishhook, our main draw engine, and basically, yeah, I would say like 100% of the time, I try to dig for at least a Rapunzel in the opening hand. Or if I do get a Rapunzel, I make sure I keep at least 1 Rapunzel in hand, because she is our main draw engine. And a good quester with good body and stat, 1-5. All right, here is our other 4 drops, which can win us games, guys. Super Goof can win you games. And this is why I like, let me get the card real quick. All right. Lumiere. This is another reason why Lumiere puts in so much work for this deck. Just having Lumiere sitting there and then you play a Goofy. Goofy becomes a 3/4, which is, as of right now, from what I'm seeing, it's like the magic number, because you're able to run over a 3/3 purple card and you won't die because you have a 4 willpower. You're able to run over Calhoun's if they have Calhoun's exerted. Just the +1 with Goofy puts in a lot of work. So that's another reason why Lumiere's, I think, needed. Well, I wouldn't say needed. I think it's just me personally. I like it a lot. I think it's, as of right now, it's better than Flynn. So I run 4 Goofies because Goofies will steal you games. And then I'll show you other combos with Goofies as the deck profile goes on. So we do run 4 Goofies. For Raya's, I think Raya's cracked in this deck, in my opinion. So Raya's skill is, once during your turn, when a card is put into your inkwell, you may ready another chosen character of yours. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. So here are some examples, like I said. So you have Super Goof, and then you play Raya. And I mean, especially if you have this, it's freaking amazing. So you can Super Goof someone, kill it off, ink a card, use Raya's skill to ready up, Super Goof, and then you know what? Hit another character. Probably he's more likely gonna die at that point, but you took out 2 characters and you gain 4 lores by that. So that's why it's another combo you can do with Raya. That's why I think Raya's cracked. So we're running 3 Rayas. And we're running 4 of Maui's. It's just nice to have a removal, because playing a Doc turn 3 or a Gaston turn 3, you can drop a Maui turn 4, and it's just nice to answer characters or just pick up or hit a location and do a good damage to the location. But just Maui, it's just nice to have a removal. And then with Maui's fish hook, oh, that was the other thing with Maui's fish hook, you're able to just activate Maui's fish hook for free if you have a Maui on board. So that's why I'm playing 4 Maui's. And then of course, you guys already know we gotta run the 4 Mufasas. I still, with this, just like my Scarfasa, I think Mufasa shines mid to late game. That's why I typically, if I get him early, I typically ink him. Because honestly, that early in the game, you'd probably want characters like to answer stuff to slow them down. Depending on the matchup, obviously. But Mufasa, yeah. Early in the game, I probably ink him, but he's really good mid to late game. But he's also, I mean, if you're playing against a slower deck, yeah, I would probably opt out and just play Mufasa turn 5. But yeah, so we run 4 Mufasas. And of course, this, you can't call this a Scarfasa deck without Scar. So I'm running 2 of the Scar Heartless Hunter. My opinion on this, I know people have mixed feelings about this, but ever since this got revealed from the last set, I felt the same about this card. I think this card's still helpful. It's a good card to quest heavy, and it's just nice to have a built-in teeth and ambition to either damage your character and then do 2 damage to another character. I know some people have told me, doesn't it suck to get Mufasa and then hit Scar? So far, I have hit Scar with Mufasa a couple times before, but I usually have another character on board. I haven't had an instance yet where I had Mufasa by himself and then he gets sniped out, and then yeah, it's gonna suck if I pull a Scar from Mufasa because he's basically gonna get banished. Because I think it's mandatory when you play this character or deal to, yeah, so this is mandatory. So I haven't had that happen to me yet, but I mean, if it happens, it is what it is. That's a TCG game, but to me, just the 3 aggressive questing helps a lot, and on top of that, a built-in Teeth and Ambition is just, it puts in so much work, especially with like Diablos running around still, and then just hitting, you know, singers, low singers, or against aggressive decks. You can just punch out like piglets with this. So it is nice. I've had before where I have Mufasa and then I'll play Scar, quest with Mufasa, or use Scar, do 2 damage to Mufasa, hit a piglet or some type of evasive character like maybe Go-Go or Diablo, and then just quest with Mufasa, because Mufasa's he's a beast. So yeah, he's got 2 damage, but it doesn't matter because we all know he's gonna replace himself. So it's nice. So I'm running 2 of the Scars. I think it's still helpful. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna run 4. I think 4 is way too much, but I think 2 is perfect. So I'm running 2 of the new Scars. So we're running 3 Madame Medusa because of evasive characters like Elsa's, Diablos, Genies, and then I know some Steel players still run Robin Hoods and the Beast, so it's nice to hit those characters with this. And then Emerald players, I do know, run or possibly is running the double singing Ursula, which Medusa also hits. So yeah, I'm running 3 Medusas. 3 Medusas perfect right now. Another 3 ofs here. We run 3 of the Mulans. She can basically almost board wipe an opponent's board if you time it right. But what I do see a lot, and I've done this also, I would have like a turn 1. Let's see. Oops. I would have like a turn. Oh, what happened to all my cards? I'm missing all my cards now. Huh? All right, there's. I'm guilty of doing this too, but I've learned, and I've, you know, like I said, that's how you gain more experience, is just playing through games is where you gain experience. I've had this where I would just, and I've seen people do this too, like they would play Mulan turn 1 or turn 2, maybe sometimes turn 3, but they would just have Mulan sit there because they have big Mulan in hand, and I'm like, that's a lot of turn, guys. Like, it's a shift 5. So honestly, at that point, depending on the matchup, if you have to quest or challenge a character to slow your opponent down, or taking out a very relevant, important character, don't wait till turn 5, or don't wait till you play the dock and then possibly shift on turn 4, because 4 turns is a lot of turns, ladies and gents. Like, a lot of things can happen in this Mulan, and then it sucks when this gets sniped out by the time you're on like turn 3 or 4, and then now you have a dead big Mulan that you're probably just gonna ink, and you just wasted 3 full turns doing nothing. So don't be too dependent on this shift combo. If it's there and it looks like you can pull it off, do it. But don't make the mistake of keeping this Mulan unexerted for like 3, 4, or 5 turns and do nothing with it, and then just allow your opponent to just do whatever they want because you think you have that shift 5 that could take out 3 characters. I promise you guys, it goes downhill from there. You're gonna be 2 behind, and then there's too many things that can happen to this Mulan within those 4 to 5 turns also. So timing is good, but don't get stuck with this shift combo where you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for this turn 5 Mulan to pop off. It doesn't end well. So yeah. But that's my thing with that. Other than that, like, you know, this Mulan's pretty good. And once again, I'm gonna hype up my boy Lumiere here. Because if Lumiere's on board and Mulan's on board, Mulan becomes a 3/6. That +1 gives Mulan basically that magic number right now. So she can't be brawled. She can't be Kid Clout Kicker. And on top of that, that 3 damage, that 3 spread damage doesn't actually matter because 3 is about the magic number to just remove characters right now. 2 by itself, it might be able to, but having that 3 strength makes a huge difference. So that's why Lumiere puts in so much work in this deck. All right, and then our 2-ofs here, Judy Hopps. So the way I utilize Judy Hopps, there's a few things I can do with Judy Hopps here. Just things like these. These are nice. So with Judy Hopps' skill is, 1, it's awesome that she's a support character, so you could pump up one of your characters for 3 strength. But why she's so good is at the end of your turn, so when you pass turn, you end your turn, you may ready another chosen character as yours. So there's a lot of things you can do with this, and you can protect Scar with this too. So, I mean, let's say you use Gaston to cheat some big characters out. You play your big character, and then you play another character since you have some ink left. I mean, Judy Hopps, pass turn, saves Gaston from getting challenged. Another thing that's good with Judy Hopps is Scar. So Scar being he's basically like a glass cannon because he's only got 2. Oh, here's another good utility with Lumiere. So with Scar, not only can you, sorry about that, you can quest for 3 and then pass turn, Judy Hopps triggers, and then you can save Scar from getting mauled because he's only a 2 willpower. Another thing is with Lumiere and Scar on board, yes, there's a lot of amethysts going around, so even if this pops off, okay, and your opponent is playing Amethyst, and then they're going to do a turn 5 Elsa to take this out. So they play turn 5 Elsa to exert Scar. At least with Lumiere, you're going to be able to trade with the Elsa. Without Lumiere, you won't be able to trade with the Elsa. So that's another good thing with Lumiere. If they're going to take out Scar, at least Scar's going to have to take out and fire back. So they're going to trade off. So that's another good thing. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do, like to save like your high questing characters. You know, Rapunzel, quest out, pass turn, and then save your Rapunzel. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more of like stuff I do with some of these cards after I go through these next cards. But there's the 2 Judy Hopps. I tech 1 Lady Tremaine. I'm not doing more than 1 because I think Madame Medusa has better use. That's my opinion. There's just too many things that Madame Medusa can just snipe out that's very important. Now, I'm not saying Lady Tremaine's bad. That's why I'm teching 1 because, yes, it's nice that she is still a card removal. So you are minusing your opponent's board at least 1 character. And on top of that, she is a 2 quester, so she's an aggressive quester, which is help. So that's why I'm running 1. Stitch, I was running 4. I turned it down to 2. I still am able to use Stitch like once a game, maybe. But most of the time when you use that Stitch, it's probably going to be just that one time you use it in that game. So I think more removals for characters right now was more important than the draws, because we do have the Rapunzels, we have our Julieta Madrigal, and then we have at least 2 Stitch that could draw some cards. So I figured 2 Stitch is perfect, and it actually has been doing great for me. It still pops off here and there, but it's not getting clumped up in my hand. So 2 Stitch. All right, a few things I do with some of the cards. We'll take out some of the cards here. So these are the combo stuff we do, and this happens. It's not like a rare thing that happens. Like this type of combo stuff puts in work. So another, we'll do, let's do the, let's do stuff like this. Let's say we had a super goof, and then, so this is the kind of stuff that is like crazy. So with this type of board right here, it gets nutty. So, I mean, so if you want to cheat a lot of characters or cheat out putting out a lot of characters and then, or bigger characters, this would be a great way. So if you had Gaston, use Gaston to pay 2 less for your next character. And then then ink a card. And then activate Raya's skill to ready up the Gaston. And then exert the Gaston again. So that's 4 already. And then now you can cheat out a big character on board. And then when you pass turn, Judy Hopps triggers and you can save your Gaston. So that's another interaction with that. Another good thing is, actually, let me get, this happened to me a couple times where I want to maybe cheat and not cheat, sorry. Well, I guess, yeah, squeeze in an extra lore or something with Lumiere. So with this, it's like, because most of the time I don't exert Lumiere, so you can probably swing with Lumiere, maybe just challenge or swing with these characters, whatever it is. And then use Raya's skill to ink a card, ready this up, and then pass turn. At the end of your turn, you can ready up, oh, not this one, ready up another character, whatever you want to save. So I'd probably want to save Raya. Stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of utility used with these two. These two are cracked, like for real. And then another thing would be this. Okay, let's say these are done. This is a nice little looking field there. So at this point, you can, now Goofy's a 3/4, which can basically just almost run over any little characters and survive it because of the 4 willpower. So you can challenge, take out a character, gain 2 lores, and then ink a card, use Raya's skill, challenge over another thing. He'll probably die at that point, but that's some of the utilities you could use with this. This is why Lumiere just puts in so much work in this deck. And then another thing would be Scar. So Scar, you could do the same thing with either Judy Hopps or Raya. You know, it's a nice way to save Scar. That's why I'm running 2. So he's an aggressive quester. He's quest for 3. Ink a card, use Raya's skill, stand up. And then if you did have Judy Hopps here, it would be nice because you can quest for 3, ink a card, trigger Raya, ready up Scar, and then quest with Raya for 2, and then pass turn. And at the end of your turn, Judy Hopps triggers, and then you ready up Raya. So those are some of the interactions you can do with it, especially if you want to just keep Scar safe. Obviously against Steel, yeah, he's probably gonna get freaking creamed, because if you're playing against Steel, they're probably just gonna snipe it out with like an action or a song or something like that. But that's where you play different lines and stuff like that. And then the other things like Gaston, it's just really nice to cheat out putting out extra characters or bigger characters because of these 2 interaction here. Just using Gaston and then inking a card, readying up Gaston, and then using Gaston again. That gives us 4 right there. And then play a big character on board. And then quest with Raya. And then, you know, play Judy Hopps for 3. And then activate Judy Hopps skills to ready up your Raya. So there's a lot of interactions you can do. The deck's really fun. I think it's pretty good. So this is the updated Scarfasa deck that I'm rolling with for now. And I think that's it. Well, if you guys like my content, please like and subscribe. It'll definitely help out the channel. But if you guys don't, it's all good too. Appreciate you guys just dropping by and checking out the vids anyways. So until next time, but yeah, I hope you guys like that new Amber Ruby Scarfasa deck updated form. So yeah, I'm very happy with this build right now. So you guys should try it out, check it out. I think you guys will have a lot of fun with the deck. All right, until next time, peace.